officially. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. Today, we are going to learn all about Atlantic City, and we are delighted to be joined by Julie Greenhill from GEC Representation. And Julie is our resident expert, no pressure, Julie, on all things Atlantic City. And she is going to tell us all about this wonderful city on the East Coast. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Nigel. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me and the team this morning. I'm unsure if you know anything at all about Atlantic City. Hopefully you know little snippets, but if you sort of go away today learning at least 3 things, I'll be very happy. And the fact that hopefully you'll be able to incorporate it into a wider itinerary will be fantastic. So over to Karina or Nigel, who is in charge of the presentation.
Oh, right. Okay, we're doing that. Right. Okay, I didn't realise. Just before we, because you've joined on your phone, I didn't realise. Okay, yeah. So just before we start, just to let you guys know, we are recording this, and we will send over the recording to you. So don't worry too much about making copious notes as we go along. But please feel free to ask questions as we go along. We don't have to wait till the end of the webinar. So please feel free to put any questions in the chat room, or if you've been before or got any questions on behalf of your clients or anything like that, please feel free to use the chat room. So I think so. Can everybody see the presentation? Hopefully, yeah. Okay, good. So Julie, over to you.
Okay, so as I've already said, welcome everybody. Nigel, if you could just click on the next slide, please. I'm Julie Green, has already been explained. I'm the UK account director for Visit Atlantic City, based here in the UK. My email is obviously here, but as Nigel has already said, if anybody wants to ask any questions as we go through, please do not hesitate, because we can answer as we go through. And if you have any questions after the fact, or moving forward, you have any bookings that you're going to make and you have any questions, you can always email me as well. So next slide, please. So where are we? Atlantic City is in the state of New Jersey, which is in the USA. We are located south of New York City and south of New York State. We are next to Pennsylvania, and we are north of Maryland, Delaware, and Washington, DC. So you can see from there that we're kind of squashed between those big states. Atlantic City is actually situated at the southern end of New Jersey. So if you have clients who are kind of looking at that kind of wider itinerary, we can easily be placed in that for a couple of nights when you're building your client's holidays. Next slide, please.
There we go.
Okay, so moving down a little bit, you can see that we are situated in the southern part of New Jersey. So the nearest kind of seaside towns are going to be Margate, Cape May, and then maybe to the north, Asbury Park, which some of you may have heard of, because that's where Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi were made famous. Yeah, so yeah, we're little stable. We have a lot going on. So in Atlantic City, we're famous for beaches, boardwalks, very lively in the summer, and we're surrounded by state parks, barrier islands, and nature reserves. What people don't realise actually is that AC, Atlantic City, is actually on a barrier island itself. Okay. So whilst from a public transportation point of view, you can get from Atlantic City from Philadelphia, you can't actually get it further down because of the way that the geography is and the way that the barrier island is.
Okay. All right.
So
I've just seen in there you're talking about the TV show Boardwalk Empire. And I have to say, if anybody hasn't watched that, you must watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. Find it somewhere. It's really, really good, because it's got one of my favourite actors in there, the English actor Stephen Graham.
It does.
in it. And it's a brilliant series. And also, it gives you a really great insight into the throwback, the heydays of Atlantic City and Boardwalk Empire and stuff like that. It features really heavily, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it kind of really tells the story really of Atlantic City way back in the 20s, because
Yeah.
it was known for a lot of dubious things, but obviously not dubious now. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that that was obviously very cool back in the day. Also,
Yeah.
lots of other TV shows around recently have been made in Atlantic City as well. We are also the birthplace of Monopoly. I don't think
Oh,
many
really?
people realise that the Monopoly was kind of that's where it was founded, was in Atlantic City. And we are also birthplace of the saltwater taffy. So saltwater taffy is a bit like the saltwater toffee that we have here.
Right.
Yeah, it's you'll find it absolutely everywhere, and you'll also see things like, which are very New Jersey, things like tomato pie. Actually,
Say
it's
what?
very tomato pie. It's like pizza but with tomatoes on it.
Okay.
It's yeah, it's a thing. Um,
Okay.
as well as all of the other really good restaurants. But yeah, for a snack, a huge piece of tomato pie will do the thing. So there we go. Um,
All right.
so our boardwalk is approximately 4 miles long, and our beach is free. So when I say beach is free, a lot of the beaches in New Jersey, actually in the States, you actually have to pay for, and this is in order to keep them clean and keep them,
Right.
lifeguards, etc., etc. But for Atlantic City, it's actually free of charge.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
so next slide. Okay, so internationally, the nearest airport is going to be Philadelphia International Airport, as opposed to New York. I think a lot of people think that because Newark is in New Jersey, that the nearest international airport is going to be Newark as opposed to Philadelphia.
That's good to know.
Philadelphia actually is only 1 hour's drive or 90 minutes by train. So
Right.
if you have clients who are coming in by train, they can pick the train up from Philadelphia International Airport, travel to 30th Street Station, and then pick up New Jersey Transit, and that will take them directly to Atlantic City. So it's a stopping service because you have a lot of people who are commuting backwards and forwards from NJ to Philadelphia. But I mean,
Right.
it's really cheap and reasonable to get there. Once they get to Atlantic City, there is Atlantic City railway station, there is a thing or transportation called a jitney. So
Okay.
these little jitneys are kind of like 20-seater people carriers. And
Okay.
so on arrival, a jitney will take you to your hotel free of charge.
Oh, that's good to know. Free of
Mhm.
charge.
Free of charge, yes. Unless that's
Okay.
been changed, but yes, free of charge.
And is that
Um,
only sort of between the station and the hotels, or is a
yeah,
jitney something that you can get around the city, or?
so the jitneys are everywhere within in AC. They cost, I'm going to say, $2 to $3 each ride. But yeah, I mean they're the kind of the main public transportation that will get you from place to place in AC itself. But yeah,
Okay. So
transport.
so just to clarify then, so if you're taking it from the station to the hotel, it's free of charge.
Yeah,
But then if you're taking it elsewhere to hop around the city and stuff like that, it's $2 to $3 per ride.
correct,
Okay,
correct.
perfect. All
So it's
right,
still very
brilliant.
reasonable.
Okay.
So for Philly, we have, and from Philadelphia, we have services with American Airlines, with British Airways, and with Aer Lingus via Dublin. For clients who are maybe adding a trip from New York, I would suggest they actually fly into Newark as opposed to
Okay.
flying into JFK, because flying to JFK, you're going to have to get a bus coming down. Whereas if you fly to Newark, you can get the train to Philadelphia, and then you can get the train across. So it cuts kind of that little bit, it cuts that corner off. But it's all very doable. And obviously, getting into Newark, you have flights with British Airways, United, and Aer Lingus again. So you can quite easily do an open jaw, maybe open jaw into
Okay.
Newark, out of Philly, etc. So yeah, it's very easy. And again, as I said, if you have clients maybe moving down to Washington DC or onwards, you still got that open jaw capability if they
Right.
have a car as well. Um,
Excellent.
so by rail, 30th Street Station, I think it's about $14 each way, depending on what time of day they travel. And again, by road, if AC is a part of a fly drive, I've just highlighted some of the distances from
Yeah.
other US cities. Again, it's normally a straight drive and very, very easy to get around.
Yeah, and actually looking at those by US standards, those are pretty reasonable drives, aren't they? They're not beyond expectations of a as part of a fly drive itinerary at all, are they?
Absolutely. And within the fly drive distances, I've also included 2 places within New Jersey as well, because obviously Atlantic City could also be used as a hub and spoke. So you
Yeah,
could say in AC, then maybe visit Asbury Park, which is, as I said, is where Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen were made famous. And
cool.
then Cape May further down, you have it's more of a Victorian kind of seaside villagey kind of vibe, so very
Okay.
different from AC. So there's things that clients can do within a if they're staying for maybe 3 nights or so.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so what are we famous for? Boardwalks and beaches we've already highlighted. Entertainment and nightlife really is our USP. Um, we have over 11 golf courses within the area, food and drink, history and culture, and shopping. Whilst possibly not so resonant now because of the rate of exchange, um, New Jersey, actually, and Pennsylvania is tax-free on shoes and clothes.
Happy days.
That's irrespective of value.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. So if you're going to buy obviously iPads and handbags and stuff like that, then you will be paying tax. But if you're buying jeans or shirts or whatever the case is, you don't pay tax. And that is you don't have to go back to the airport to claim the tax. The price you pay on the tag is so the price you see on the tag is the price that you pay.
That's good. That's good. Rather than having to do your mental arithmetic of anywhere between 5 and 8% sales
That's the one.
tax.
That is exactly it. Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
Okay.
obviously, I'm not worried about the handbags, but I'm really pleased to hear about the shoes and the clothes. So,
Exactly. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so we have the world's first boardwalk, 4 miles long. We have Steel Pier and the observation wheel. So Steel Pier, start again. Steel Pier is kind of it's a fun fair rides and all good things for actually grown-ups and for kids. Free and safe beaches, and as I've said, saltwater taffy, candy floss, all the good things that we remember as kids, probably eating lots of. But yeah, it's just very cool boardwalk.
so I've got a question for you, and I might be putting my foot in it. I'm hoping I'm not. So, you know, you know Zoltan from that famous film. No, she's
Mm.
racking her brain. Big, Tom Hanks and Big,
Okay,
where he goes. The thing is, and that's on a boardwalk. Was that Atlantic City or not? I'm guessing not.
I'm gonna say I possibly don't know.
Oh, I might have to. I might have to look
I
that
might
up
have to
then.
look that up. That's the first time I've been asked that question.
Ah, no, I've just got this image of when he saw the kind of arcade machine, and that's how he then does the first thing, and then he gets smaller and bigger. I think that's it, isn't it? I think I don't know if I'm getting mixed up or
I don't
confusing
know.
myself.
I'll check.
I'll check. Karina's looking a little bit confused, so maybe I've got it totally wrong. I might have to look that up as we're going along.
Maybe we're just making this up.
If anyone else out there knows that, if I'm completely making it up and
You're
completely
not
senile, let me
wrong.
know.
It
Feel free to
is.
let
I
me
don't know
know.
if it's filmed there, but you are right about the whole Zoltar where he wishes on it and then he gets bigger, and that's where they've got the. Is that where they got the piano as well? Where he's playing
Yeah,
the
that's the
piano.
film with the piano. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's yeah. Okay, thank you, Emma.
That's all right.
We'll have to look it up. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Next slide.
Next
Moving on
slide.
swiftly.
Okay. So we are known for our entertainment and nightlife. Atlantic City is not only gaming. I think that we kind of have got the reputation as probably being having lots of gaming hotels and casinos and stuff like that. But there are other things for people to do if they don't particularly like gaming. We do have hotels that are non-gaming properties. So if you have families, you don't want to be hearing the ching ching. then there are other places they can stay. We do have nightclubs. We do have festivals. We have bars on the beach in the summer, and we have major concerts throughout the year, and many live shows. So actually, recently we've got, I believe WWE has just come back after 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's in June, which we're obviously very happy about. The Boardwalk Hall has just gone into partnership with Live Nation. So yeah, we're beginning to get more music and more entertainment. I think, like many other places, obviously, COVID didn't help, and I think sometimes it's taken a little bit longer than anticipated. But yeah, we're getting some really big names back again now, which is fantastic, especially this year.
Okay.
So, go on.
Sorry, just before you go on, Daryl, thank you. Daryl's looked up the Zoltar machine. That's its
Yes.
name. And it's the seaside amusement park scenes were framed as Sea Point Park, were filmed at Parkland Park, Rye Playland in Rye, New York. But I've also looked it up, and there were some scenes that were actually filmed, not necessarily in Atlantic City, but in New Jersey. So based in and around. So
but it could have been Seaside Heights, it could have been Asbury Park, it could be anything on that coast. Okay.
Yeah,
that kind of makes sense.
Cliffside Park, Palisades, Interstate Park. Also,
yeah.
so if not necessarily Atlantic City, certainly proximity of New Jersey as well. So there you go. I'm not going totally mad then. Thank you, Daryl, for ensuring that people don't think that I'm losing my head. Anyway, we move swiftly on. Sorry, Julie.
That's okay. That's okay. So, so next slide, please.
Oops.
Okay, so I've just highlighted a few of the entertainment venues. Boardwalk Hall, which is situated actually on the boardwalk, is historic, 1929, historic in the US standards. And that seats just over 14,500 people.
Wow,
so
that's big.
So this year, it's big for kind of it is big actually for this particular area. And so this year's headliner is Shakira, which is huge. And I've just highlighted a few of the others. So in the Hard Rock Hotel, you've got the Hard Rock Live at Etes Arena, and that seats 7,000.
Wow.
So each one does have its own arena or own venue, and in the Hard Rock this year you've got Keith Urban, you've got Nick Jonas, you've got the Chicks. So again, you've got other great music personalities playing there, and then Innovation Hall at Ocean, that seats 5,500.
Okay.
And they've got Adam Lambert, Diana Ross, and Demi Lovato, and I haven't even hit on places like the Borgata, Tropicana, and any of the others. But again, it's just to give you an idea of the size, secondly the acts that they're getting in, and again, it's just to highlight the fact that people may not necessarily be going to Atlantic City to see a particular band or act. But if they're in the area, they might want to buy a ticket to see something, and I think that's what happens a lot when people travel to the US, unless it's a big event like, and I'm not going to use unless it's FIFA or something along those lines, where people go for a particular reason. Sometimes it's a case of they're in the area, they will see what they can find and book locally when they get there. So yeah, we do have lots of things that they can do and lots of things that they can see.
That's
okay.
Good. Yep.
Next slide. Okay, so history and culture, Prohibition, Boardwalk Empire. You kind of beat me to it on that one, Nigel.
Sorry,
but yeah, that's okay. Lighthouses, as you would expect with any coastal area, you are going to have lots of lighthouses and lots of beaches and beach bars. And a lot of the resorts have been upgraded in recent years and still are in the process of being refurbished and upgraded, which is great for us. Next slide.
So before you go to the next slide, would you say that in terms of really seeing a core part of the city, a lot of it is based around the boardwalk, or there's a lot elsewhere within the city, obviously? And you mentioned earlier on the the jitneys or whatever. But is it reasonably walkable, or do you really have to use the jitneys in terms of getting around to seeing different parts of the city?
It depends on where you're going. So you have a lot of hotels that are on the boardwalk.
Right.
So in the boardwalk area, you do not need to use the jitneys really, unless you're
Sure.
maybe going a couple of blocks away to a restaurant, and you can use the jitneys there and back. You don't really need a car either. So once if you're coming in by car, you can park your car and actually not move it for about 3 days.
Right. Okay.
Talking of which, car parking is not that expensive in the whole scheme of things. As we know, in a lot of US places, car parking is extortionate. Car parking, depending on where you are staying or where you're going, is roughly anything from $5 a day to $15 a day.
Okay.
So it's not
That's reasonable.
it's not out of the realms of, and it's not going to bankrupt you. So you have, as you have the boardwalk hotels, and then you have also the marina hotels. So the marina hotels are a little bit off of the beaten path, and they tend to be, and there you are going to kind of need the jitney or maybe an Uber to go backwards and forwards. Because they're probably about 2.5 miles away from the main thing. But then people maybe want a quieter experience. They don't necessarily want to be in the midst of the ching ching or in the thick of things, and they want to dip in and dip out. And so that's understandable as well. I started to see a question pop up.
Yep, there we go. Thank you. That's from Daryl. Well spotted. Can you still get a bus from New York Penn Station with casino offers like free casino spend or meals? It's been a while since he's been. Oh, you've been, Daryl. But he had an amazing time.
Oh, I don't know. I'll check that out. I will check that out. I would think that probably is still the case, but I will check it out because I don't want to be telling you lies.
Daryl, you've got Julie's email, so drop her an email with that question, and she can get back to you on that. So yeah, no, good to hear that you've been. If anyone else has been, let us know. And then actually, I was going to ask that same question actually, Daryl, as we got to the hotels,
the dreaded resort fees.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, at the moment, no, we do not have the dreaded. But again, I will double check that because I know that they're kind of sneaking in, aren't they?
Yeah. Because I guess there are a number of the hotels are quite closely associated to Vegas, where that's fairly commonplace, isn't it? So you know,
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, all right. Next slide.
Next slide, please. Okay, so there's lots to do and eat and drink. We have loads and loads of restaurants. Happy days. Everything from the tomato pie to Starbucks to obviously to sandwiches. From depending on what your price point is.
Can I just say, and I don't think I should say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm a salad dodger, so tomato pie doesn't really appeal to me.
You're a salad dodger.
I am generally a salad dodger. Yeah, I'm not even meat and 2 veg. I'm just meat. So yeah, tomato pie, not doing it for me, Jules. But I'm liking the sound of some of this other stuff.
Well, it's okay.
Okay, you've got to be PC. Let's move on.
But you have lots of really well-known chefs. You've got a couple of, actually not more than a couple. You've got about 5 or 6 Gordon Ramsay restaurants. You've got high-end restaurants in Nobu. You have, so it depends on what your price point is, really. I mean, the thing is, you're not. Yeah, there is, and you're not going to starve. Not going to starve. But obviously, I'm not flogging the tomato pie very well, or the saltwater taffy.
No, that's just me. I'm probably not your atypical audience for something like that. So, however, the fact that you said it was fairly close to maybe being a bit of a pizza, then that might then mean I'll give it a try.
Yeah. The other thing is, so we've got craft breweries. I appreciate that they're everywhere. They're kind of everywhere. We've got a distillery. We've got some really good restaurants on the Loop now. You've got wineries in Cape May, you've got wineries further inland, and you've also got wineries at the Renault Winery, which is what I'll cover in a moment, as well as seafood, oyster. I mean, Doc's Oyster House is probably one of the most famous restaurants in Atlantic City.
Okay.
Another salad dodger has popped up.
I'm with Nigel about salad, not heard it being called a salad dodger before.
Yeah, I know.
Saltwater town. Oh, he loves the grape flavour.
Yeah.
Thanks. Right.
Okay, and then next slide. So golf, spa and wellness, we're well known for that. We do have, I think I said 11 golf courses. Actually have 16 golf courses from the top of my head. So for people who obviously who want to be golfing, there's plenty to keep them going. But in the same token, we also have spa as well, and they tend to be in the big hotels on the boardwalk or in the marina, like the Borgata or Caesars. So there's enough for everybody. We also have, now what people probably didn't realise, we also have a nature reserve not very far away.
Okay.
So if people want a bit of peace and quiet, I mean, it's driving, but if people are into bird watching, then you can actually get away from the city for maybe an hour or so and just kind of have a bit of calm as well as people, you'll see people jogging up and down the boardwalk, and around and about. So yeah, there's plenty to go on for it, maybe a couple of days if you're staying around in the city.
That's really good to know, actually, because you wouldn't, I mean, I have to say from my part, I wouldn't have automatically necessarily thought about, being able to do something like kayaking in and around a nature reserve and things like that. So that's maybe, like an alternative side of things that you would typically think about. That's good to know.
And the other thing, which I haven't even mentioned, is that April through to October, guesstimate, you've got dolphin watching out of Atlantic City. But if people
Okay.
want to go whale watching, then they have to get down to Cape May.
Right.
But yeah, whale watching and in down that part of the world. If you also have clients, and again, this does appear to be a bit random. If you have clients who are really into bird watching, then again, Cape May is the area to be doing that. It's about an hour and a half's drive. It is
Okay.
seasonal, but it's plenty of wildlife down in further down in the state.
Excellent.
Okay. Next, shopping, which we've already kind of highlighted. Shopping, yes. So yeah, again, it's tax-free on shoes and clothes. Plenty of places to locally. You've got Tanger outlets. You've got the quarter at Tropicana, as well as local markets, etc. It just depends what people are looking for. But you also have premium outlets. That's approximately, I'm going to say, about a 45-minute drive away.
Okay.
You've also got your other big supermarkets like Walmart, all that kind of good stuff as well, depending on what people are looking for.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
and then next slide. Okay, and this is just a really kind of a cross section of hotels that we have. So we do have some luxury ones, Ocean Casino Resort being one of them. The Hard Rock, which is more of a lifestyle hotel resort, but it also, the Hard Rock actually in Atlantic City is their biggest hotel out of all of their portfolio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but also, as I said, they've got their own theatres as well. So, and it's a nice property. It's really good. You've got Borgata, which is part of MGM, and again, that's in the Marina District. So if you want something a bit quieter and away, then this is one for you.
And actually, I was looking it up earlier on. The Borgata is in our top 5 of one of our best sellers for Atlantic City in the UK and Ireland. So that does really well amongst some of the hotels.
And I think that could be the reason why is people just want to dip in, dip out.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm hazarding a guess.
Yeah, because like you said, that's in the Marina District, which is slightly removed from the hubbub and the noise, maybe, or the hustle and bustle, I should say, of around the boardwalk. So they're obviously doing that and then dipping in, and when they want that hustle and bustle.
Yeah. And next slide. So then, for people who are really into their golf, you have the Seaview a destination by Hyatt. So this hotel was recently changed from a Wyndham to a Hyatt. This changed in the last 4 or 5 months. So again, I think you're probably going to see this one popping up a little bit more. This one could also be in maybe your top 10.
Yeah.
Again, it could be either because people want to play golf or because they want to be slightly more removed,
Mhm.
and again, just dip in, dip out. We have the Showboat, which is 3.5 star. So we have water slides here. This actually only opened 18 months ago. So
Okay.
this is quite new. So yeah, great for families. We have I popped the Brendo Winery and Resort in here. I'm not sure if this is within your inventory, Nigel. I can't remember, but I've also popped this in here because clients can go wine tasting. So even if you don't have it in the inventory as a day trip, people can either, I wouldn't suggest driving, get an Uber, get an Uber and yeah, have a day. And they've got some great food there as well. So yeah, it's a really,
Yeah.
and they do great Christmases there too. So that's just a really good thing to be doing. And then one thing that I haven't put on here, and again, I'm not sure if you have this, is a new property called the Sea House.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that
Yeah.
in our inventory. Yeah.
So the Sea House opened last August. It's situated on the boardwalk. It's situated between, I'm going to say, Tropicana and I can't remember the other hotel, but it's a non-casino property.
Right. Okay.
It's boutique. It's about 100 rooms, but it's not. So again, if people want to be in the middle of things, but they don't want to be in a gaming property, that is a one to be looking at.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's Autograph Collection off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it's quite high up there. I've mentioned Tropicana again. I haven't put it on here. I've mentioned Tropicana very briefly. They have just upgraded 598 of their rooms. It's a 2,000 plus room hotel, but they've just put the first 600 on sale of their new rooms. So that's
Okay.
yeah,
Excellent.
that's an upgrade.
Good to know.
And then next slide, and there we go. So I tried to kind of keep it short because I didn't. Sometimes training can be a little bit overwhelming, just bombarding with too many facts. So I've just tried to keep it quite slim. But if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I've put the link on here for the Atlantic City guide and also for our website as well, so you can see any updates that are going to be on there as well.
Okay, so Julie, typically then either I guess, you know, like you say, I think you're probably seeing Atlantic City typically part of an East Coast fly drive.
Yeah.
So to experience the city to its full and to get a real flavour, how many nights would you recommend that, you know, people suggest to their clients to stay? You mentioned a few times, I think like about 3 nights. So you're looking at sort of like 3 or 4 nights to get a full flavour of what the city has to offer?
I would say, depending on what they do first. Now, it sounds a bit strange. If you have clients who are doing a wider itinerary, they're coming into Atlantic City first.
Right.
I would suggest 3 nights because
Right.
obviously you've got a travel day and they're going to be tired and they're not necessarily wanting to be exploring. So 3 nights. If they're part of a wider itinerary and they've been in the UK for a little bit longer, I would say probably actually 2 nights, 2 to 3 nights again. Again, it depends what people want to do. Best time to travel that just popped up on the
yes, when is the best
Yeah.
time to travel? It's Daryl again.
Okay, so from a weather perspective, when you're gonna, I don't know what kind of weather you've all got today. I hope you haven't got rain.
No.
If it's nice and temperate, I would really say kind of end of May going through to end of September. But in saying that, you know, I've been there in November. It's been cold, but it's been blue skies. So you kind of wrap up accordingly. And you're probably, for the winter months, you're probably going to be there at the weekend anyway. So you're probably going to be going to you could be doing other things. You're not going to be outside that much. But in the summer months, yeah, I was really say from May through to September, early October.
Yeah, because I imagine you'd get some lovely coastal breezes and things like that. You know,
Sure.
even at the height of the summer, that would you know, make it not too you know, unbearable.
Well, we were there. We did a little staff trip last year. We were there we were there in November. and actually we were at the Red Oak Winery, and we were sat outside without coats on.
Right.
Yes,
Excellent.
by about 4 o'clock it did get a little bit chilly, but I was like, no, I'm not going to put a coat on because it's nice and sunny. But yeah, it did start getting a little bit chilly, but it just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit like here, really.
Excellent. Well, fortunately, I've got blue sky outside my window, but it seems to be changeable because it was raining this morning when I was walking the dog. So, but yeah, so good to know there's plenty of sunshine there as well, which is good, and probably more distinct seasons than we get here. So, okay, all right, brilliant. Well, thank you so much. I don't know if anybody else has got any more questions. Thank you, Julie, for giving us the lowdown of everything that Atlantic City has to offer. I visited many, many moons ago, and I would imagine the city has changed 2 or 3-fold since I've last been. So I'll obviously have to put it back on my list to go and visit and go and have some tomato pie.
Yeah, and Saubles Cafe.
Absolutely.
Maybe with a few cocktails.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. So thank you very much, Julie, for the presentation and for taking time out of your busy day. Thank you to all of our agents also taking time out of your busy day. Thank you for joining us today. And we'll hopefully see you soon as we introduce all these cities to you and just give you updates and hopefully insights from the experts such as Julie. So we've just got Lauren. So Daryl says, thank you, Julie and Nigel. Great presentation. Thank you, Daryl, for attending. Thank you, Lauren, as well. Thank you, Emma, Holly, Satish, Elaine, Mary, and Lauren. And wishing you a good rest of the day. And we hope to see you all again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.